So this feels weird. I'm gonna be honest. This is gonna be a little weird because I'm doing another video that isn't in my usual repertoire. In fact, I might do 2 videos of this, and that's talking about figures. Not the... I hate the reverse angle on this. Not the pop figures, and trust me, that's only half. That's not even half of the collection. The rest of it's in that closet. Yeah, we're going to talk about another figure collection that is growing, but it does have a limit, give or take. We're going to talk about Toony Terrors. What's Toony Terrors, you might ask? Glad you asked! Toony Terrors is basically a line from NECA, NECA Toys, that basically does these cheap figures that are like cartoon-style versions of horror characters. Like Freddy, Jason, Michael, all of that. I've always been curious about it, and after getting my first figure, it's been kind of like, ooh, I want more. So as of this recording, before I did this, my friend Jason has also been helping me with my collection. He sent me 4 new figures, which I'll get into in a bit, and I decided, you know what? I want to do some. I want to do more different videos. So I thought I'd showcase my Toony Terror collection. Just because I thought it'd be cool. Like, it's just something different. Now, keep in mind, guys, I'm not an official toy collector, so I know I'm probably going to showcase some of this video, and there's going to be some things in here that might hurt some actual toy collectors' eyes, like make them physically cringe. So I apologize for that. I'm not a major toy collector. The Pops would tell you differently, but I'm not like one of those major figure collectors. I am very much I collect them and I take them out of the box. And I know I just made almost every collector go, ooh. Yeah. So, if you're a major toy collector, maybe this video ain't for you, because there's going to be some things in here that I'm going to showcase, and yeah, it's not going to be fun. Especially when I get to one of the figures. But I got a reason why it looks like that. Anyway, so like I said, Toony Terrors is a fun toy line that is basically a bunch of action figures that are, like Scooby-Doo cartoon versions of horror characters, like I said. As of right now, I have about 14, if I've counted it right. Well, 2 of them, it's technically 12 if you count, because one was in a 2-pack, but anyway. We're just going to kind of talk about this, kind of talk about some of the figures, what I like about them. I want to point out that I'm not a toy reviewer. In fact, this is my first time ever talking about toys or whatever. So, go easy on me, guys. Seriously, please. I'm new at this, and I don't think I'll be I'm not going to make this a thing. I just wanted to showcase it and kind of like, oh, look how fun this is. Look how different it is. So, we're actually not going to talk about... The first thing I'm going to actually talk about is... not the figures yet. I'm actually going to talk about one of the accessories. Now, most of the Toony Terrors have, like, a backdrop in the back of the figures. Like, they have a cool backdrop. I haven't kept them, and again, I'm sure another figure collector just had a mini heart attack hearing that. I don't keep them, but I did keep one because it was so cool. It was like a cool-ass diorama. The reason why I haven't kept the others is mostly because, A, they're cardboard, and it's really hard to keep that, you know, from being damaged. In fact, I'm surprised I kept this one, how big it is, mostly intact. And that is this little diorama piece of the slaughtered lamb from American Werewolf in London. This came in the 2-pack that I had of American Werewolf in London. It's very good. I wasn't going to throw this away. The moment like it folded out, I was like, holy shit. So I do use it as like a backdrop where I keep the figures for most of them. I really do enjoy it. It's of the slaughtered, like I said, the slaughtered lamb. The artwork's really well done. It actually really does invoke that 60s Scooby-Doo, like Hanna-Barbera type of animation. It just looks like a backdrop you would see in a Scooby-Doo cartoon. Anyway, so let's get through. Let's talk about them Let's talk about the figures real quick. I don't know if this is gonna be a shit show or not. Let's start with I got them all over here. Let's start with the first figure I collected in this set, Ash. Ash was really cool. The moment I saw him, I was like, I gotta have him. He does have a little accessory, his boomstick, which you can put in his hand. I usually don't because I'm afraid it's gonna break, like it's gonna fall off and I'm gonna lose it. But it does actually fit really well in the hand. But I usually just keep it in the case, just to have it somewhere safe. The arms are opposable. The legs are got some mobility. Arms can move. Of course, you got the chainsaw. This was very cool because it just look at it is so much like a. I just love just the snarky look on him. I know there's a bloody version of him. I never found I never got the bloody version. I don't have a thing where I was like, I don't want two of the same thing because it's just the same thing but bloody. So I don't need that. I'm not one of those collectors like I gotta have every version. It's like why I do have variations of Spider-Man, but they're all different versions of Spider-Man. From like one's Miles, one's Peter, another is Miles, but it's the Dark Ages version of Miles. Like I can have variants from the multiverse version of those characters, but like I'm not gonna get the same pop figure because it's glow in the dark, and that one isn't. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna get like the bloody version and get when I have the regular version already. Yeah. Let's talk about the second figure I got. Yes, I know I'm so professional on this channel. And that's one of the reasons why I don't take this out so much. Pennywise, 2017 Pennywise. This was my second figure I got. I really like just how it looks. Like it's just so creepy and it's so gangly. I love the paint on it. What I don't love, however, is the fucking balloon. The balloon is like little metal and wire. As you can see, the balloon's right here, and it's a bitch and a half to screw back on, and it's so like you have to like be careful with it, and the slightest move can knock this balloon off, and you are just you just lose it. But I didn't want to like see here it is with the balloon. I also have it with the Georgie's boat. You can move like the hand to have it like you're holding the boat, but like it's so delicate the thing will fall off and I might lose. I'm afraid I might lose it, so I leave the boat at like his feet, even though yes you can put it in Pennywise's hand, but it'll just fall off and it's so small you could lose it. So yeah, I usually just have it, and the balloon's already a pain in the ass enough, so I just have it where he's just waving at you. Anyway. Told you toy collectors might hate me. Gotta be real delicate with these. Let's talk about one of the new ones I got. And this is one of the 4 that my friend Jason sent me. Leatherface. It's a big, bulky boy. The arms are held the chainsaw. You can move them up. I don't want to risk like breaking the chainsaw just out of fear. But you can have the chainsaw like over his head in the classic form. I really just love how they look so much like a Scooby-Doo cartoon. Leatherface is a big boy. He's probably like the most girthy figure. He's definitely got the most like heft to him. Maybe outside of another figure I have in the collection, but he's a girthy boy. Yeah, I just said girthy with Leatherface. Yep, that's gonna give some people nightmares. Anyway, so let's talk about another figure that I actually really... This was one figure I really wanted in the collection because I love this movie, and that is the Miner from My Bloody Valentine. This was another figure I really wanted. This one I got outside of the bag. Like it was at a comic shop my girlfriend and I went to, and it was in like a little plastic bag. It was already out of the box, and it was cheaper, and it looked like it was in good condition, and it was. It still had the little stand and everything. It was just marked lower because it didn't come. It was already out of the box, and it was just on resale. So I was like, I have to get this figure because I love My Bloody Valentine that much. And it also came with the heart accessory, the little chocolate heart accessory. Can't really do much. You just set it down next to it. It's not like he can hold it like with Pennywise with the boat, but you can have him hold the pickaxe, which was a pain in the ass because his arms were so stiff. And that's one thing I have with these figures is that the figures are the plastic is so stiff. You really have to like put some effort into like moving it, but you always have that fear of I'm gonna break it. Yeah. So the one thing that it is kind of like you can tell it's resale is that the paint on the goggles, I don't know if you can see it, is a little scuffed. So that's like one indication it was already like on clearance, I guess you could say. But other than that, it's in good condition. So let's talk about another figure I really enjoy having because it's kind of simple, really, but it works. That's Michael. Michael, I really just love the stoicness of it. There is a bloody version of it that's more involved because it's supposed to be Halloween 2, and they actually have like little jack-o'-lantern, again invoking that cartoony nature. But I really love this Michael. The bloody version of Michael has it with his eyes, that after Laurie stabbed him. I'm just kind of like, I already have Michael. I don't need Michael again with more paint on him. That's just kind of my mindset. Kind of a clear indication I'm not a major toy collector. All right, might as well talk about this now. So this figure is the most pain in the ass I've had in a while. Because it drives me nuts. And that's Freddy. He comes with little stands. Some of them do have stands to hold them. But Freddy, if you're noticing, has 3 claws. But he's supposed to have 4 on his glove. Well, that's because Freddy is a pain in the ass to put on the stand. His leg, you really have to like put it on there and mash it down on the little peg. And I could never do it. And one day it just popped off. And the weight of it is so unbalanced for this figure. It tilted over the shelf I had, and it broke off. It fell down and broke off. I didn't even notice it broke off until like I had moved in a new shelf and everything, and I've lost that thing, and it has pissed me off. Again, this is the one that's probably going to make people cringe, but I can't be the only one who's had problems with the stands, right? If anyone out there collects Toony Terrors and have this problem with Freddy outside the box, please let me know, because it was a pain in the. It's such a pain in the. It was such a pain in the ass. In fact, I'm shocked I managed to get it on there recently again. But yeah, I couldn't find the missing claw, so I'm just like, fuck it. But every time I look at it, I'm like, you motherfucker, you felt, why'd you fall off? Because you're so top heavy. So let's move on to like the two-piece. And that came with, of course, American Werewolf in London, and that's American Werewolf in London, David and Jack. David, that was one of the ones I really wanted. My friend Jason got it for me, and just look at that. Like I love how like the body looks so, like it doesn't look natural. It looks straight out like a cartoon. Like the head's oversized, the body's like big on one side, and the legs are so scrawny. But you can still tell this is David in his werewolf form. And I also really like it has Jack, who's just like all, like just in his zombie form. His undead spirit form. And he's just standing here like, look at me, I'm dead. He can move the arms. Yep. But I like having it like just straight down because it looks weird. Like he looks like he's like trying to get a hug. David can move, like he can't really move much, but he's just such a big imposing figure. He can't move the head a little bit. He's such a big imposing figure that I really wanted to have him in this collection. And I also love American Werewolf in London. David also, I really like, not David, excuse me, Jack. I really love like just the articulate, and even though these are cheaper figures, you can't deny that like NECA puts a lot of detail in the coloring and the colorization, the detail in the face, especially for something so small. I absolutely love it. Anyway, let's move on to another one, and I got a reason why this one looks the way it does. And that is Jigsaw. Now, the head does have John Kramer, excuse me. But I decided to replace the head, and in fact, if you want to know what the head looks like, I got a little basket full of heads. It's the heads of the other figures. Here's what John looks like with the cowl on. You know, again, the detail on these are phenomenal. Like, I just love the sculpting on here. But the reason why I picked the pig head is because it just looks a little more natural. The little razor blade that goes in the wrist was really cool to put on. It actually fits in there really well. And the reason why I had the pig head in here, I chose the pig head, is more like it makes me think it's Amanda under the mask. Not to say John, like Amanda's better than John. She's not. I just kind of like the variation, and also like I always affiliate the pig head mask with Amanda more. So that's why I decided to. It also comes with the little hood off. You have to put that on first. Excuse me. So that's why I chose this one. Anyway. Ooh, let's do this one. Next up, Ghostface. Ghostface is a lot of fun. Like this is probably one of the most fun figures on here because it's in a running motion of like a Scooby-Doo chase scene. Again, there is a bloody version. I think my girlfriend has that. I like how you can move the knife, like having it in a stabbing motion. The head is also a little articulate. I just love how how it's motioned. Like it's just in a running motion. They have another figure like this, which is the nun, Valak, which I think is funny. So that's why I kind of like it, because again, you don't see they don't do a lot of the Toony Terrors like this anymore, probably because of like how the size is so awkward. Yeah, that might be it. But I wish they would do more with that with this. All right. Next up, we have Jason. Jason was a lot of fun to get. He just looks, again, probably one of the most cartoony with being so simple. He's got like the green jacket. I think this is supposed to be like part 3 Jason. Yeah, part 3 Jason. The machete. I love also like how they do some of the weaponry is so like again it's again invoking that cartoon look. And again, the sculpting, you can see like the veins in the back, little cuts in the jeans. Yeah, it's really cool. I really enjoy it. I really love these figures. Next up, we have Captain Spaulding. This is another figure that my friend Jason sent me today. You can move both, you can have it with both arms out. I just have the one out just to be like, have some tasty fried chicken. Spaulding also, his head can come off. Like you can, like I kind of like it at an angle. Like he's like, ha ha ha. Don't you like clowns? Ain't we fucking funny? If you want to see, let me go back to my basket of heads. Here's the more stoic head. I kind of wish instead of like it because it's just the head. It's just this head. I didn't want, and this was the smiling head. It just kind of works better for me. But the reason why I think it shouldn't have been a more stoic looking head. I feel like it should have been like what is it? Like his instead of like the other bag of fried chicken, it should have been like you could take the piece of chicken out and have like his cane and also maybe like his jacket to kind of switch into like that costume he had in the tour of the museum of that little dark ride he had in the movie. But then again, that's maybe too many accessories to keep track of, and I can barely keep track of the shit I have right now with these little tiny fuckers. But yeah, it's just simple, but it works. And these are some sturdy ass plastic too. Anyway, we're almost done. I swear. You can. Let's do this one. Anyway, so next up we have Tarman. This is another new addition to the collection. Tarman, I love the stand because it's all like it looks like the tar he's dripping of. Of course, Tarman from Return of the Living Dead. He's so gangly and gross. And again, the detail to like it's minimal, but it's there. Again, these are meant to be cheaper figures, but I love the little detail to like the little lines of goop you can see. And again, the rib cage looks really good. It's so, again, these are so simple, but I love them. Yeah. And finally, this is the last one. We have One more clown for the road. And that is Shorty with some of the clown mutant, some of the little popcorn embryo, popcorn mutants, or whatever they're fucking called. Again, there's a little stand for it. This is one of probably my favorite accessory to it. I know I think they have the other clowns as well. This was another one that Jason sent me. I love, again, I just can't get over the sculpt, and you can move the arms. I was kind of surprised that they didn't have Shorty's trike with it. Like, instead of this, and probably give it to one of the other killer clown figures, I would have said, hey, how about Shorty's trike? That would have made a little more thematic sense, but I still like it. They are I wouldn't say they're bendable, but there is like some strong wire there in it. And again, sculpting for such a minor thing is phenomenal on these. You can't go wrong with these figures. So professional on this channel, so professional. Anyway, so there you go, guys. That is pretty much the collection so far. I'm not out collecting every single Toony Terror out there. There are a few I do want that are still out there. I do want... there are some of killers I do want, and I'm just like, it's not vibing with me. Like Pinhead. Nothing about that figure. All of these scream like cartoon variations of the characters. All of them, in one way or another, invoke that, you know, what I've been saying this whole time of, like, invoking that whole cartoon nature that I've been going on and on about. But this really does, like Pinhead's one does not do that for me. It's just kind of boring looking. I do kind of want the Tiffany and Chucky one. Maybe that's kind of like I could live without. I do want Herbert West. I definitely want Herbert West. I also do want Sam from Trick or Treat. If they do I do think they'll be doing this one. They haven't done it yet as of this recording, but I would really, really love to have Art the Clown. I'm sure Art the Clown is gonna get a Toony Terror figure at some point. I really want Art the Clown. I do want. Reagan's kind of in the maybe pile, but Herbert West definitely. Art whenever they do that. Oh, John Carver from Thanksgiving, definitely John Carver. I know there's another figure out. Beetlejuice just looked too basic for me. I know that's such a weird thing to say, but I don't like. I've seen the Beetlejuice figure, and I'm just like, for Toony Terrors, and I'm just like, it's kind of boring. So I'm kind of on pass on Beetlejuice. Same with Elvira. Elvira's looks pretty good. I'm just like, I could like Elvira stuff. I'm not like an avid. I like Elvira, but I'm not like an avid Elvira fan. So Elvira, I can pass. Svengoolie, I can pass. One of the Space Mutants from They Live. Kind of want that one. I would also really like to have. I'd like to have in my collection. Megan, I can go without. I can go without Megan. If they ever do one on the cannibal, it'll probably be like a 3-pack. That'd be really fucking expensive. A 3-pack of the 3 killers from Wrong Turn. That'd be all. I think they would really work here. Oh, I also really want to get this. It's a 3-pack of the kids from Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. Like, it's 3 kids in the 3 masks from Silver Shamrock. Yeah, I love Halloween 3 so much. Halloween 3 Season of the Witch needs more love. It's a cinematic masterpiece. There, I fucking said it. But anyway, I'm just rambling now. You guys let me know in the comments below, what did you guys think of this? I don't know if this does well or not. Maybe I'll talk about like my Bandai Movie Monster collection. Or the pseudo version of it, because there are other figures that are not Bandai Movie Monster in that basically my Godzilla collection. Maybe I'll do a video on that, who knows, but let's see how well this does. And to any major toy collector out there, I apologize for the nightmares I've given you on this video. I am but a humble mere collector of things I like. so I apologize in advance. Anyway, so once again, just comment below, let me know. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.